You've seen them, right? Those online ads that promise you absolutely everything for basically nothing. But have you ever wondered how they actually work? Well, today, we're going to go under the hood of one of these incredible offers. This one claims to give you the entire universe of AI for the price of a couple of coffees. So, let's pull back the curtain and deconstruct how this pitch is built, piece by piece.
It all kicks off with this single number, $19. Now, that's not just the price. It's a psychological trigger. It's so low that it feels like an impulse buy, you know? It just kind of disarms your skepticism and makes you think, for only 19 bucks, what have I got to lose?
And that is the incredible promise your $19 supposedly unlocks. Just look at this sentence. It is absolutely loaded with power words. Most powerful, in demand, simple, game-changing. It's setting this impossibly high bar for value, right? Promising you the keys to the entire AI kingdom, all neatly wrapped up in one little package. This is the hook, and it's exactly what we're going to dig into.
So here's our game plan for breaking this down. We're going to start with that big promise. Then we'll look at how the pitch creates a problem for you to solve. After that, we'll see how it presents its all-in-one solution, and we'll dissect the classic persuasion tactics they use. Then, and this is the most important part, we're going to read the fine print. And that's all going to lead us to one final big question.
Okay, so let's start with that promise. Let's be totally clear on the claim here. This product, called Advanced AI, is offering you the world's best AI tools for a single one-time payment of 19 bucks. No monthly fees, no hidden costs. It's an absolutely brilliant hook. But a really effective pitch doesn't just sell you a product. First, it has to sell you on a problem.
And this is where the real persuasion kicks in. See, a great sales pitch doesn't just offer you something to buy. It offers you a solution to a pain point. And if you're not feeling that pain intensely enough, well, a good pitch will go ahead and create it for you, usually by tapping into some very, very human emotions.
Just listen to the language they're using here. It has nothing to do with software features, does it? It's all about your life, your hopes, your fears. It's zeroing in on that nagging feeling of being left behind, of missed opportunities. It creates this personal sense of urgency, a little bit of financial anxiety that makes you feel like you're already losing a race you didn't even know you were supposed to be running.
Now here's where it gets really clever. They take that vague emotional anxiety and they turn it into a concrete dollars and cents problem. They are literally putting a price tag on getting left behind. By showing you these massive yearly costs for all these individual tools, they're creating something called price anchoring. Suddenly, the problem isn't just a feeling anymore. It's thousands and thousands of dollars a year.
And just when you're reeling from the shock of that huge, expensive problem, the pitch introduces the hero of our story, the product itself. Advanced AI is perfectly positioned as the simple, elegant, and, most importantly, the incredibly affordable answer to all that anxiety and all that high cost.
And they make that solution seem completely effortless. This 3 clicks framework is genius because it gets rid of any fear you might have about this being too complicated. It basically whispers in your ear that financial freedom and amazing creative power are not just cheap, they're also super simple to get. Unlock, create, sell. It sounds so easy, doesn't it?
And this is where the perceived value just explodes. They start name-dropping all these huge brands that you know, that you trust, and that you know cost a lot of money. By claiming to give you premium editions of 11 Labs, Midjourney, Figma, the offer is borrowing their credibility, their value, making that $19 price tag seem not just like a good deal, but an absolutely unbelievable one. Okay, so we've seen the problem they've created and the solution they're offering. Now let's look under the hood at the actual psychological tools they're using to get you to click that Buy Now button. And believe me, these are textbook techniques you'll see all over the internet. First up, good old-fashioned urgency. You've seen this a million times, right? The big warning in all caps, and of course, the giant countdown timer ticking down to 0. This whole thing is designed to short-circuit the rational part of your brain. It creates a fear of missing out, that FOMO, and it pushes you to act right now and think about it later.
This is a brilliant example of a technique called value stacking. What they do is they list every single possible feature, they assign some really high dollar value to each one, and then they add it all up into this astronomical number, in this case almost $7,000. Then they slash it all the way down to 19. The whole point is to make you focus on the size of the discount, not the actual price.
Next up, they build trust using what's called social proof. By saying they're a #1 top product on a marketplace like Warrior Plus, they're implying that thousands of other people have already bought this thing and they loved it. It lowers your feeling of risk because now you feel like you're joining a crowd of smart shoppers, not taking some wild leap of faith all by yourself.
So we've got the emotional triggers, the insane value, the urgency, the social proof. I mean, it is an incredibly compelling package. But with any offer that seems this good, the most important detail is almost always hidden away in the fine print.
And here it is. I'm going to read this very, very carefully. Note, while inspired by innovation, we are not associated with these apps we are inspired. We offer distinct alternatives. This one little sentence completely changes the entire offer. The product isn't a bundle of Midjourney and 11 Labs and Figma at all. It's a collection of distinct alternatives that are just inspired by them. This disclaimer, this is the key to the whole pitch. So, knowing all that, what do we take away from this whole thing? The goal here isn't to say if the product is good or bad. I mean, it might be a totally fine set of tools for $19. The goal is to understand the architecture of persuasion that's being used.
And that brings us to the final question I want to leave you with. Now that you can see how the pitch was built, the way they framed the problem, the value stacking, the borrowed credibility, and of course that crucial little bit of fine print, how does it change the way you see this offer? Because learning to spot these techniques isn't just interesting, it's a superpower. It transforms you from being a target into a conscious, savvy consumer.